Hey Margaret. So after a while about thinking, what am I going to do for this video, and scrambling around trying to find some stuff that's been missing, and strangely enough, I found a 32 gig thumb drive that's been missing for I don't know how long. That's how it is. When you're not looking for it, you find it. Still haven't found that lost NES cart of Captain Skyhawk. Don't know whatever happened to that. It vanished into thin air. But anyways, Monster Hunter. Started out with Try. That was my first delve into Monster Hunter. This was a bad regionalization of a game. They cut out some content for us. I guess they thought, oh, we don't want to give those Americans too many weapons. Come on. That'd be like axing out some fighters in Street Fighter. You wouldn't do that to us, would you? But anyways, Try. Oh, geez, I didn't get very far in this. But I played with your other half because he's the one that was looking into it first, I think. And so we both got it. And heck, I could barely fight a Ludroth to save my life. I didn't want to fight anything. Of course, there is a bit of a learning curve once you figure out that when you use items like potions, you stand and flex there for a moment. That was the most annoying thing to start dealing with. When most games you use a potion, it's done. I understand why they do timing stuff like that now, because it's like, they can't just give you 100 potions and say when you use it, it's used and you can just run. Because then everyone would beat everything. I'll admit to it. But I didn't play this very long. I stopped, and it was a while before I got back into Monster Hunter. In fact, there's a group of convention friends that's the reason I bought this one, because they played Monster Hunter. They're like, oh yeah, the three of us play. And I was like, geez, I'd like to be the fourth one in the group. Unfortunately, some other stuff's happened. I've fallen out of contact with them for the most part. I still see them at conventions sometimes, though. But, yeah, I kind of got back into Monster Hunter because of a group of girls that played Monster Hunter. I didn't really play this one for very long, and partially that's because your other half was like, oh, well, let me show you this other one that we have. And my PSP is crashing right now because of a nice little program that you're familiar with. But there we go. What is it? Monster Hunter Portable 3 or something. I mean, it's not the same as Try. It's a different game. It's a very different game than Try. I don't know why they both have 3. But then, of course, I don't know where this one falls in the numbers because it just says Freedom Unite. Let me shut that off because that's just going to make noise now. And then, of course, now we have 3 Ultimate, which is the better version of Try. Not only do we have both our Wii U and 3DS versions of the game, we can transfer our data between them, have all our weapons, and more monsters, and network play with this one. I really like, you can tell which one's the better game. Let's judge these books by their cover. You can tell which ones are going to be the better game. They put some effort into this cover. They put some effort into this. Also nice to have the little Shakalakas help you. Though I guess they're going away. Maybe we'll see them in another game. But 4 is coming out next year, which is a rumble around the internet right now. Monster Hunter's Facebook page even changed their icon for 4. Since we're actually going to get 4 Ultimate, someone at Capcom pulled their head out their butt and said, why aren't we giving more Monster Hunter to the States? Because apparently it's selling. It's one of their few things that they're putting out there that's selling. Capcom has lost the plot, really. But hopefully they make more of this and less of this. But, yeah, it's kind of good. They released 4 in Japan this year, and they're going to release 4G, which is 4 Ultimate. What 4 Ultimate's going to be over here with just more content. Of course, we have the new weapons, the Bug Staff or something, Bug Rod, the Charge Axe, which is essentially, think it's not the same as the Switch Axe. It's a sword and shield, and when it charges, you change it to an axe, a big axe. And there's apparently a whole bunch of different motion things they added in. You can climb in different directions, not just up and down now. You can apparently grapple monsters. I don't know how that works yet. And we have the feral monster virus or something, which is a negative effect on players and a enraged sort of effect on monsters. So that's going to be interesting. It's not quite a Devil Joe event, it sounds like, from what I've read. But it's like, oh crap, I have to dung bomb this thing 5 times and keep it away from the monster I'm fighting because I just want to finish this fight and not have it go virus enrage on me. But you know, I'm glad I got back into the series because I am enjoying it, and thankfully I have the connection that I can play it online now without worrying about getting dropped and having to fight a G-rank solo. Because the one time that happened to me, and it was global, so it was part water fighting, which is horrible, and I'm glad they're taking that out of 4. Their water fighting was not great. I love some of the monsters, especially, you know, I really do actually like the Lagiacrises. They're a very nice looking monster, and they have very nice looking armor you make out of them. But hopefully they won't put water fighting back in for another game or 3. Monster Hunter, I think, is doing good. They just need to not mishandle it. Like they've mishandled a couple things. I don't know if anyone knows where they're going with Resident Evil anymore. I don't know if... What? Street Fighter. Why are we getting more fighting games? I kind of think the fighting game genre is kind of like withered. Because for the most part, they're the same game, and it's either a game where you have to memorize combos and counters, or it's a game where everything is decided in a few seconds. And, you know, that's not always fun. That's, in fact, for me, that's never fun. Why do I want to, you know, it's like, potentially you can memorize all the patterns of the different monsters in this. You know, what they do just before which attack, but it's kind of a pain. And I know if I learned it, I wouldn't use potions as much, but I have potions because I'm not going to remember every significant detail of every fight. So it's like when you get into games like Street Fighter. Well, Street Fighter's usually not that bad with it, but it's like you get into some of the other fighting games, Soul Calibur. These genres of games have kind of died off. I think eventually it's going to happen with Call of Duty as well. Because, quite frankly, what does Call of Duty actually do that no other FPS hasn't done? And it's just doing it over and over and over again. Eventually someone's going to either bring out something that people like more, or the genre is just going to die on itself. Because, I mean, you can see that happening with World of Warcraft. It's dying on itself because they can't do anything new and fresh with it, and the community has just stagnated. The community in that game is really the thing that kills it. And you'll find most people think the community in Call of Duty is a cesspool as well. So it's only going to last so long. It's like Counter-Strike used to be the thing, and now it's not, because it was just, let's admit, it was a cesspool. Your other half can admit that that was kind of a odd community. It had its moments. Don't get me wrong. And I'm sure I'm going to find some crappy people in this community too. There's crappy people in every gaming community. There are people that think insulting your mother is a way of saying hello. Oh, the times. Oh, the times. But I'm really glad to play this online now. It's fun actually having various random people with random different weapons that you're not used to having on your team there to help you out. Because it's, of course, last night there was this guy with that had a hunting horn, and he was really good at it, and he was always giving us buffs whenever he was constantly buffing the party. And then today run into someone that used just a hammer that was hitting me, and then someone with a lance that couldn't stop hitting me. It's like every time a monster was down, they would charge, and I would always get hit by them somehow. Thank you for not being that person with a lance, Margaret. Thank you. With that, before this video gets too long, I'm going to sign off. See you next time. Hey, I forgot 2 things before I go. Hopefully I can edit this in. I haven't played around with video editing a lot yet. First of all, I'm going to put a link down below leading to a copy of a video of the opening of Monster Hunter 4, because I think everyone should watch it, because it looks good. It also shows a little bit of what we can expect. I mean, it's a cinematic. It's not showing gameplay. You can find the gameplay videos out there. I know there's a bunch popping up because people have either gotten their game imported, like 2 of our friends, and there's also people that overseas that are putting it up anyways. Another thing, I might have a gift for you. This and another pin. I was cleaning out stuff. I found stuff from a convention I went to, gosh, almost 2 years ago now. But derp happens. I'll see you next time, Margaret.